I'm gonna endeavor on something that's gonna be kind of stupid. Let's see how this is going to work. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, I'll be 22 this year. Makes me feels weird, you know, being 22. I remember when I turned 18, it felt like a dream. And I mean that not in like the best way. I remember waking up after turning 18, and I guess I'd be in high school, and I remember waking up and kind of having a panic attack because it felt like I hadn't accomplished anything in my life yet. And I felt like, you know, I'm an adult, I'm not a kid anymore. And what do I have to show, you know? And that was a really hard. I like woke up, had a panic attack, and then went back to bed. And that's how I started my adult life. Kind of just being lost and not really knowing who I was or what I should be doing. Yeah, high school I feel like wasn't too bad overall. I think I enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it more than middle school. But still, it was still hard, you know, especially at the end. I think high school is when I think what makes high school so hard is that's when you start forming adult relationships. And there's that really not awkward, it's that really hard time when you are trying to figure out how humans work, you know? Like, how do we, where do we fit in? Who can we talk to? And does it really matter who we talk to, you know? Like, when I remember getting in high school, I specifically remember going over to my friend's house, Connor. We'll call him Connor because that is his real name. And you can find his channel linked in my channel featured. I'm subscribed on this channel, so subscribe, follow him, you know, do stuff. He's a good guy, and I love his filmmaking. He's got some good films. I'm actually in one of his videos, so go check that out. Have fun with it. Anyways, yeah, I remember he's 1 year below me, so I was a sophomore when I met him, and when he was a freshman. And I remember we met in a filmmaking class. I think it was Foundations, where we were doing stop motion, standard films, just a lot of stuff. It was a pretty intensive quarter. We went to a art school, and I remember that year he invited me to his it wasn't a birthday party, it was just a party back when you could still have parties. And I remember there was this kid there, and I was like, he seemed so incredibly cool. Like, I remember talking to him, and like, just the stuff he was saying was so funny. And I was like, this guy is so cool, I want to hang out with him. And there was this moment where I said, I can't hang out with him because he's too cool, and I can't hang out with someone that cool. And that was a really hard moment to kind of have this, you know, preconditioned, or, you know, really heavy, not heavy thought, this really strong opinion that I wasn't deserving to hang out with someone because I thought they were too good, and that I shouldn't hang out with that person. And that was kind of like an eye-opening experience of like, well, why? You know, why shouldn't I hang out with this person? And, I'm glad that I did. He's like, I haven't talked to him for a while, because as an adult, you kind of lose contact with people. You don't, I think it was John Mulaney, let's, not talk for 4 months and then, grab a beer, because that's how adult relationships work, it seems like, is you just don't talk to anyone and then you just come back and you're like, oh yeah, you remember we're friends? And it's like, yeah. But yeah, that was like a really big moment for me, was realizing that I could have friends with someone who I thought wouldn't normally be my friend. And that's okay, and I don't think you really hear that enough. I remember a senior in my junior or sophomore year said, you don't have to hang out with someone you don't like. And I think that's something that you don't really think about, when you're in younger grades. You don't think about who you don't have to hang, you don't think about it. And that didn't really speak to me until, like, again, senior year of high school, where it was like, oh, I can be my own person. And that was really, really fulfilling, to really take control and to discover those types of friendships. And I feel like it makes you a better person. There's another trident down there. Should we attack him? That makes you a better person, because you get to choose who your friends are, and you get to find those people. Let's make some bone meal. This one feels a bit more rambly today than the other one, but that's fine. But yeah, I overall liked high school. I just was ready to be out of it. It's like, I love college, in all honesty. It feels nice. I'm doing lots of stuff that I like. I think I've messed this up. I might need to do some stuff, but we'll see. But I like seeing people. I like working with a bunch of people, a bunch of like-minded people. I remember recently, oh, please don't go away. No. Well, I'm sorry, chicken. May you rest in peace. I'm gonna name you Thighs. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Jesus Christ. Oh, wow. I've never heard the little squeaking in the boards. That was cool. Enough to make bread. Oh, that's right. But yeah, it was nice to be with a group of like-minded people, thinking about, like, I was in a theater class, and it was doing a lot with gender. And I remember writing, everyone was writing really beautiful plays about, how they see themselves, how they feel about their gender, and how they fit into the world, and they were really beautiful, well-spoken plays. And I came in, and we had a couple choices. We could work as a group and present a play, a scene from one of the plays that we had read, or a different play that dealt with gender, or we could write our own 5-minute monologue. And I originally was partnered with someone, and we were going to write our own 7-minute scene, but then I was like, I have ideas. I want to do this on my own. And I'm glad I did, but man, everyone else, is writing, either did these really beautiful scenes from incredible playwrights, or, did, like I said, these incredible monologues that were incredibly personal and felt very dear to each person. And here I come with a it was like a 10-minute experimental musical where was a monologue for half, and then it was, ooh, that's fun. It was a monologue for half, and then it turned into me using a violin bow on hi-hat cymbals, and my would-be someone that I would date using a what was it, a drumstick on a guitar, and I was talking into a cowbell. And that was like a really weird moment because people really loved that, even though it was so weird. My mom saw it, and she didn't really like it, but I think just because it was definitely a very cynical piece. But it was really nice to, like, see those people and hear their stories, and to have them be comfortable with enough to share them. And I think that's something I really miss, especially with COVID, is not hearing people's stories and not knowing if these people that I grew to really care about are okay, I was stupid and I didn't keep in contact with them in the way I should have. Oh gosh, this one's gonna be a bit hard. There we go. But yeah, I think it's important to try and keep the memory of things you've done and to try and experiment. I'm not the best singer in the world, and that's fine. But I like to experiment. I like to try new things. I want to do something fun, and do something that's me. I feel like there's a lack of honesty in a lot of art, especially music today. A lot of things feel very industrialized, and there's a lack of feeling and a lack of honesty in a lot of music. Not all music, and I don't want to sound like I'm calling out like pop stars or something like that. That's not what I mean. Where the hell do I go? Let's do some nerd polling. There we go. We'll come back for this. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that and why I like to make art, or why I like to make things the way I do. It was funny because today I had to write every week we write a paper in one of my classes talking about what we are thinking about from the lessons over the week. And we were reading a book, and it was very personal. Had a lot of, it's called Swan's Way by Proust. I hope I pronounced that correct. And it was just kind of like, again, it was very personal. And that was what the main conversation in seminar we talked about was what Impressionism art in France at the time, and conjuring a feeling in a painting, and then in Swan's Way conjuring feelings of memory And that was just kind of like a moment, and I actually sat down and looked at a lot of my songs that I'm happy with. Oh, shoot. Uh-huh. 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 Can't get me. But yeah, to just look at my own stuff and to see what songs I like, and a lot of the songs that I wrote that I like are ones that are very personal to me. Whether they may be me being really honest, brutally honest with myself, or brutally honest with another person. It seems like those are the songs that I'm the most happy with. And then the other types of songs that I'm also very happy with are ones that are incredibly cynical that I've written. I know there was a song that I wrote in high school that I've always, I sometimes I think is my best song that I wrote, and maybe someday I'll perform it. And it is just so cynical. And I think that's okay, you know. It's okay to be cynical. It's okay to be a little darker at times. One of the big moments I had in my life was in college. And we met a playwright named Rick Burkhart. And we first read one of his plays called Conversation Storm. A play going into, like, torture, of the U.S.'s use of torture in the early 2000s, or late 1990s, early 2000s. And that just kind of, what struck me about that play was how dark it was, and how much feeling it conveyed. And, you know, it's like there's certain mediums of art that I find art really interesting, of which ones, like, really speak to me. 'Cause I love the movie The Road. It reminds me of my dad and I's relationship. Oh, I just harvested those too early. Shit. Oh, they didn't give me seeds. What the fuck? But I remember watching that and feeling like my guts were being taken out of my body and put back in. And I kind of always look for stuff that does that, you know. Rick Burkhart's play did that, and I had the honor of meeting him. And that was, I wouldn't say like a spiritual experience, but oh, come on. Come back here. But it was definitely like one of the most influential things that's happened in my life, and I got to talk to him, and I said, you know, like, hey, just to let you know, like, Conversation Storm, like, really changed me as a person on how to make political art in a way that got its point across while also being respectful, but also being open and vulnerable. And I remember telling him that, you know, I feel like I kind of upset him in a way, because I was like, you know, this Conversation Storm felt like you cut open my stomach, took out my guts, and put them back in. And his face was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. And I said the only other things at the time that had done that to me was The Road, the movie The Road, and the first time I listened to the Smiths. And he's like, oh, I don't think he had too much to say about that. What do you say about that? You know. So that was an interesting conversation. I don't know if he would even remember that, but I think about that sometimes, you know? Put this in. There we go, come on. Ah, he got me. There we go. Oh, that was a fun story, wasn't it? Hey, I told you this was gonna be... I'm just gonna talk about stuff that I want to talk about, and it's gonna be what I want to do. That's just this channel in general, though. Okay, you're coming in. Come back at me. Come on, come back during the sunlight. Come on, come fight me now. Oh, 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 oh. Free experience, free experience, free experience. Yes! Membrane! In the membrane! Oops. I like llamas. Llamas are cool. But yeah, you know, I think the biggest thing to remember is to always look for stuff that... Chase the stuff that influences you, and go for it. If something feels right, you know, or something interests you, go for it and do stuff with it, you know. Don't hold yourself back. Go for that crazy sounding restaurant and, you know, explore, do things you want to do. But don't, you know, I also think, you know, with that being said, like, don't quit your day job to be a YouTuber, because I don't know, you know, within reason, you need to make sure that you can actually survive first before taking on things, you know. But also be willing to strive to do things and to make yourself happy. Man, these seeds are not going very well for me. I'm gonna have to put stuff back in. I guess it's only 4 rows, four blocks of water, 4 blocks of dirt before it starts to go weird. Yeah, so I guess I'll just kind of kill this pig real quick. My pig. You're gonna be tasty. That was a sheep. Let's make shears real quick. Let's make shears and then I'll call it good. You're naked. Oh. You're naked. But yeah, I'm glad I got everything working. Everything's gonna be nicer from here on out. Get some fix up of everything. So, yeah, I guess I will call that good for this video. I bought a hat. That's something that I have now. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Expect more stuff like this. I like making these videos. They're a little bit longer, and I can kind of get a lot done. Oh, so yeah. I'll see you all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to. You know, tell me stuff you want to talk about in the comment section, and I will talk about it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice day. Goodbye!